let's talk about Vince Sanity hanging them up. So Vince Carter announces his retirement after 22 seasons. Vince Sanity been in the NBA, Clarence, almost as long as me and you been alive. So Vince Sanity finally is hanging them up after 22 years. So my question for you is, how will you remember Vince Carter?
Man, look, I got 3 memories from Vince Carter, and I just want to start from 3. I'm gonna start from number 3. I'm gonna just say like the dunk on the 7-footer in the Olympics game. That was crazy because I was just shocked, even though I wasn't like I wasn't into the Olympics and stuff. But when I watched that tape, I watched it over and over and over again. To see the vertically jumped over that 7-foot center, like literally over his head, that was ridiculous. Now my number 2, that crazy slam dunk contest. That just changed the whole NBA. Windmilling, honey dip, like that was something we started going crazy with, and now it's evolving in the NBA right now, and it's going burp. Now my favorite memory, Trey. This is my favorite memory. When Vince Carter in 2014, he hit a game winner 3 on the San Antonio Spurs to take the command lead of 2-1 in the series against the high seed Spurs. You remember that? You remember that when he hit that 3? The corner 3?
I remember that. I remember that.
That was amazing. I'm like, wow. Because it was funny. I was watching that game, but I wasn't paying attention. But then when the Mavericks got the ball and he hit that, let's go hit that 3. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like he still got it. He still got it, man. Why is he playing on these type of teams? Like Vince Carter, he will be surely missed. 22 years in the league, man. That's a long time. That's a big investment of being in the NBA, man.
It definitely was, man. And I will remember Vince Carter for being one of the most electrifying players in NBA history. And his athleticism was off the charts. I mean, whenever you went through the turnstiles and went to an NBA arena and Vince Carter was in town, he was going to put on a show for fans. He was box office, and you had to see it to believe it. Like you had to see the athleticism and see it and be like, man, this guy is like off the charts. Like he's doing things that humans aren't supposed to be able to do. It was amazing. He had an amazing career. He was an 8-time NBA All-Star. He won NBA Rookie of the Year in 1999. He has over 25,000 points scored. He averaged 17 points per game on his career. I also believe, though, a part of me felt like Vince Carter could have accomplished much more than he did, though, Clarence. Like, I think he was in his prime when he was with the Toronto Raptors. But once he got traded to the Nets, I kind of felt like his career wasn't the same. I think when he was in Toronto, I believe he was a clear-cut number 1 option for the Toronto Raptors, and I believe he was balling out for the Toronto Raptors, one of the greatest Toronto Raptors in NBA history. But I felt like once he left and left Toronto and went to New Jersey and then, went on to Dallas, he went on to Atlanta. He was obviously out of his prime then at that point. But overall, I felt like basically his career I kind of wanted more. I think he's a Hall of Famer. He scored over 25,000 points in his career, for crying out loud. But I also feel like I kind of wanted more out of Vince Carter. And I think he could have really, really elevated his career, had he been more consistent.
Yeah, like I truly believe that Vince Carter is a Hall of Famer, regardless of his accolades. 8-time NBA All-Star. Like you said, he scored over 25,000 points, and he's a gold medalist. He's a gold medalist for the Olympics. And for me, I just felt like Vince Carter helped change the culture of basketball in the 2000 era, like with the dunking abilities, the vertical, the leap.
Yeah.
That impacted the NBA well. Like you start seeing high flying players coming out the league, showing their athleticism, abilities to dunk, and they all even said like Vince Carter, like 2000 dunk, like that slam dunk contest in 2000, that was the most exciting game ever. And his style of play impacted the NBA well enough to keep flourishing into the league.
He did. And like I said, his athleticism was off the charts. But like I said, I kind of felt like I think Vince could have accomplished much more. Like he only averaged he only averaged 17 points per game on his career. I kind of think Vince Carter was more of a 20 to 25 career points per game scorer. You know what I mean? Like I kind of think when I think about Vince Carter, I think, all right, I'm gonna give you a comparison. I think Melo is a first ballot for sure Hall of Famer, 10-time All-Star. Also, he scored over 25,000 points in his career. But I think Melo had a little bit of a better career than Vince Carter. Like in my opinion, you agree or disagree?
See, here's the thing. Like Vince Carter made a finals appearance with the New Jersey Nets with Jason Kidd, Richard Jefferson. Like he was on that team. He was on that team to help contribute to that team. But unfortunately, they lost. They lost to a I want to say a Spurs team in 7. But the point is, I think Melo, yeah, he had like a better career than Vince Carter because he was more exciting. He was like a top scorer in the NBA. Like we're not gonna forget, like he's a big scorer, a big time scorer. Like the way he can score the ball is amazing. Like Melo is a legit scorer, but work ethic and leadership.
I can't say. I disagree with you about that, man. I think Melo get kind of a bad rap, but I think Melo had a better career overall than Vince Carter. But they both Hall of Fame players in their own right. But shout out to Vince Carter on a hell of a career to be able to play 22 seasons and be the ultimate pro. Like I think towards the tail end of his career, I think Vince Carter took on that challenge of teaching young players in the NBA how to be a pro. You know, he was playing with Atlanta in his last season. Imagine how much knowledge Trae Young got from just playing and being around Vince Carter every day. So I got to give Vince Sanity some credit from that perspective. We never heard anything negative about Vince Carter. He was the ultimate pro, and he was a great professional, and I believe he deserves some MVP nods for his career overall.
Yeah, I definitely he's definitely a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer that basically committed basketball to his life. Now it's time for him to hang it up, but he will be remembered as a great Hall of Famer and a great NBA player.